I'm used to league where patches are every 2 weeks or so. I mean, for certain games, that's something that you actually want. Like, I get it. Like, for some games, yeah, I'm all for it. But I think one thing that people need to understand about fighting games, especially like modern fighting games, is not one size fits all. Harada, the biggest troll in the industry, I think he's the most honest fucking developer, bro. I'm a firm believer in the Harada way of life. Oh, what the fuck? No combo. Down three. Demon flip throw. He's still alive. Oh my god. Why did he not duck? Oh, the shit. The fuck. Tekken is always godlike, bro. This shit never disappoints. People always, they like, man, what's up with Tekken? You know what I'm saying? What's up with Tekken? I'm like, bro, people always say, like, why is Tekken so good? It's because they let the fucking game breathe. Harada has, I feel like Harada understands. Like, you gotta let the game breathe, right? Like, I feel like Tekken has been one of those games historically that they typically fix the stupid shit relatively quick, right? Especially when it comes to, like, being, like, patches and shit like that, right? So the fact that they let the game breathe, you have people that are dedicated to the characters, people that are playing year-round, like Nee and JDCR, and then you have stuff like the Tekken World Tour that kind of, like, feeds into it as well. And then you got events like this and like these individual regions that like continue to have shit. It makes Tekken stay potent. Tekken stays fucking potent. It gets better as time goes by. That's why you have to let games kind of like develop on their own. I'm not the biggest fan, and I talk about this a lot. I'm not the biggest fan of like constantly patching games and shit like that. Because I feel like you don't let the game like breathe and people can't learn the game. As somebody who learns multiple games, it does make it a lot more difficult. But I understand. I get it. It makes things interesting. It keeps people like wanting to come back and shit, you know? Yeah, Harada has a very fine understanding of the picture, of like the overall theme. But no, man, and then you have to remember, there's people that are still coming into Tekken. Since Tekken has so much time to like breathe and grow as a game, you get people that come into Tekken that are able to upset the infrastructure no matter how good or bad, right? That's why people like Shadow, I feel like, exist, because games with legacy skill, they allow for you to learn more. But then you have people that like you just learned about, especially like on the state side of things. Yeah, the younger players, they think the constant patches are the norm. And once again, I don't really like my issue with it is that like I feel like it kind of shortens the lifespan of a game. And maybe my understanding of like how fighting games, how long they're played is different now. Maybe I should adjust it, you know what I'm saying? But I don't know. I feel like you don't get this there is no game that gets where Tekken is, like Tekken 7 is. Like, I think Street Fighter 5 is getting there now. And I only say that because it's like an active community with a world tour. Like, when you let games like evolve over time, like the gameplay is gonna get better. It's gonna get richer. People understand the game more, and they share that tech. And even if it's not written anywhere, once people see it, they start to formulate their own ideas, right? So it really does take like a life of its own. I'm used to league where patches are every 2 weeks or so. I mean, for certain games, that's something that you actually want. Like, I get it. Like, for some games, yeah, I'm all for it. But I think one thing that people need to understand about fighting games, especially like modern fighting games, is not one size fits all. It's not. I don't think it's one size fits all for like most fighting games. Obviously, like you want like proper training and rollback and shit like that. But I don't think like all fighting games, they have like, you're gonna have people that approach them differently. There's so many people that get into fighting games and are like, man, this game is so much harder, or this game is different, and I think it's more that the game is different. As a person who loves fighting games, I wish Tekken had a tutorial how to play it. It's different from 2D fighters. I hella want to learn. I completely understand that. I feel like there's definitely ways that they can like introduce, and for me, I feel like a simple like instruction video and the sample combos is good. Like, they can talk about the importance of movement, the importance of punishment. Like, I feel like it's really simple to incorporate something like that and kind of give people like the starter path on. And like, even with Harada, like, I feel like Harada was one of the people who was like last on giving up the frame data. I feel like you could still have that ability and like teach people the game, because I feel like I could teach people Tekken without giving them frame, like blow for blow frame data, and you can still learn how to play the game. Yo, Shadow versus Arslan Ash. Actually, I feel like I need to find that. Yo, Art of 8 Limbs. Like, I'm definitely, ooh, nice back turn pressure. Ooh, the power crush. I'm definitely the same. I play a lot based off of feel, but there are certain situations where you have to be aware. Like certain matchups get so difficult that I'm like, I need to know every instance in which I can take advantage. Other than that, a lot of times I like to learn matchups by feel. Once I hit a wall, like, and I think that's the new way that I like learn games now. Like once I hit a wall where I'm like, all right, man, I actually need to learn some actual frame data or matchup knowledge, some specific matchup knowledge. Nice block. That's when I start to go more in depth into frames. I'm telling you, man, Tekken never lets you down. Arslan Ash did not win Evo. Arslan Ash did not win Evo. That's crazy.